Hello, this is Johnny Henson, Professor Poole with Billiard University out of Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to talk to you about what 97% of all players make a mistake on. Now think about it. 97% of all players that play pool make the same mistake. The mistake they make is they want to improve their game, and that maybe they buy a book, or maybe they watch some video, or maybe they have a friend in the pool hall that's kind of maybe a pretty decent player, and he gives them a tip here and there. But what those 97% of the players do wrong is they do not seek out a professional pool instructor to help them with their game. Now, if you think about it, if 97% of the people don't do it, that means only 3% do it. But this is a statistic. 100% of all women professional pool players and 100% of all men professional pool players all work with a professional pool instructor. So if you think about it, the most talented, greatest players in the world, both men and women, all work with a professional pool instructor. Now, how many amateurs would benefit from that? Probably all of them. Okay. Now, when I give a free lesson to any player that wants to have a lesson with me, and I live in the Phoenix area, and the reason I do that is most players, when their strokes are tested on day one, amateurs, they're tested at 25% or less correct. That means 75% of their stroke is flawed, if not higher than that. Okay. But luckily, what I do in this first initial lesson, I videotape, then I educate the student on all the different parts of the stroke that have to be done correctly for you to have a great stroke. And then after we work on correcting some of those, or semi-correcting them, then I test the student again. Many times we go from maybe, let's say, 20% or definitely less than 25%, all the way up to maybe even 50% or even higher. Just on that initial 2-hour lesson. And so anyway, so let's say, even though it's a free lesson, what I want to do is prove to every student when I give them a free lesson that I want them to see on film that what I'm doing is helping them improve their stroke. Okay. This is something that I do usually at the end of the first lesson. I give a person, I said, now that you're educated on all the different parts of the stroke and the ones, a lot of the stuff that needs to be done correctly, now I want you to look around this pool hall. Sometimes there's like 30 or 40 players playing pool in a pool hall. I said, now I want you to look around this room, now that you know what to look for. And we're not walking around, because you can see the flaws from clear across the room, because some of them are that obvious. Anyway, so this one student I had, he was looking and looking and looking and watching all these different players, and he probably looked for about maybe 2-3 minutes, and he turned to me and he says, "Johnny, I don't think there's a good stroke in this entire room." I said, chances are if they all came over here and I tested their stroke, most of them would probably fall in that 20 to 25% category. And he said, "You're absolutely right. I see it, and I've just had one lesson with you." Okay. So anyway, what I do here in Phoenix is very unique. To help you overcome this is I offer a free lesson to any student that wants to have an initial lesson with me. And I do this for one reason. It allows them to get to know me as an instructor. I get to know them as a student. And let's say that's the only lesson I ever give that person. Let's say I give them that lesson, and let's say they don't want ongoing lessons. Well, it don't cost them anything. But at least they're going to know that if they did choose to have lessons, that I would definitely improve their game. And so anyway, what I am suggesting, all you players out there, let's say that you're just a hobbyist, you're just playing games with your friends. Well, get a couple of lessons. Maybe maybe you can run rack. That's a lot of fun. Okay. Let's say that you're a league player, but you want to be the top league player. You want to finish top in the league. Okay. Well, then definitely a professional instructor can take you from maybe just being a player in a league to being one of the elite players in the league. Let's say you're a pretty good player in the league and you want to move on and be a top tournament player. Okay, well then, professional instructor can definitely take you there. Or let's say you're a top tournament player and you want to turn pro. Well, you're never going to turn pro unless you get a professional pool instructor, because there's no touring pro out there that don't have one, and I don't think you're going to be the exception. So, anyway, I hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope it is encouraging you to seek out a professional pool instructor in your area. If you're ever in the Phoenix area and you would like to, give me a try, give me a holler. I'll be glad to help you take your game to another level. And anyway, you have a nice day and good luck and good shooting.